I can imagine.
It's been
Yeah.
fun. So we need to get you guys all really tight together.
Let's get tight together. Really tight, please.
Come on, guys, get it together.
I know it's cold.
So I've got to ask you, how was it in there? I mean, what's it like to be part of this whole Band-Aid thing?
Fantastic vibe, actually. I was a bit nervous, and it's just weird. It takes a while for people to warm up and really kind of get into it, but by the end it was just a really good laugh. Really enjoyed it.
Have you put a darkness stamp on the Band-Aid 20?
I think Dizzy Rascals put a Dizzy Rascals stamp on it, and Joss Stone's put a Joss Stone stamp on it.
Yeah.
It's their day, really, because they've totally kicked ass. The actual moments of genius were by those two. It's really special. They're like possibly the youngest members of the entourage, and I just, a lot of people, like particularly the older people like us, we're slightly sort of nervous about it all, really, and a little bit reluctant to kind of let go. Yeah. They just walk straight in there, as like butter wouldn't melt, and and totally cleaned up. Yeah. And you'd expect people like Beverly Knight and stuff to really express herself all over it, but then, it's amazing. You never know what will happen, do you, when you get a group of people like that together. But Dizzy Rascal was the only occasion I can remember of having been in the presence of genius. It was just amazing what he's done. It's really dragged it kicking and screaming into the noughties, and he deserves a writing credit for it, if you ask me. Because he's written some extra lyrics and done some rapping and stuff, and it's quite special.
Now I heard a little bird told me that you did. There's been all that controversy about the line, what's tonight, thank God it's Stone.
Yeah.
And I hear you've done a version.
I did one yesterday, and it was having. I think Bono did one. He did the whole song, and sent it through, and he said that, he didn't feel that he'd done that line to the best of his abilities, but the other stuff that he'd done was better almost. And so I did it and did it better than him, Yeah. So his management got, kicked up a stink, and it obviously means a lot to him, and it's really, so it's a valuable line for him. He needs it, So I think he's going to fly back and try again to try and beat me. If not, they're going to use the original one from 20 years ago when he was actually my age.
So does that mean that you haven't got it then?
It means that politically I'm not allowed to have it, but that's fine because I've got other lines, and I play guitar in it, and it's just nice to be involved.
Now, of course, it's all for a good cause.
That's
so,
hard. Cheers, bro.
How do you guys feel about like now? Because Daniel Bennington came out earlier on and said that Sir Bob did a speech. Do you feel like you've learned something today and it's been a big experience?
Dan and I have learned that crying in public can be quite rewarding. It's kind of it made us weep, didn't it? That thing. These guys are the real men of the band. They didn't shed a tear. I think
the footage that Bob showed us all just to remind us why we were doing this was, pretty much one of the most awful things I've ever seen. And it's weird because I remember
when they brought out the girl that they actually saved, and actually see some physical evidence rather than not even graphic evidence, actual, a living person whose life has been saved by the work of musicians like us, although 20 years older. It sort of really adds a bit of gravity to what you're doing and gives you kind of a genuine sort of, you can see the goal right there. It's not like a holy grail that you're chasing blindly. You can see what you can achieve. It's
hopefully
special.
this Band-Aid, will remind people of the responsibilities that they have. It's quite often, people won't do anything for anyone else unless they get something themselves, and this is a classic example where, even if you don't like the song, even if you don't, believe in the charity, you have to go and buy it. It's that simple. If you don't go and buy it, then you're doing yourself out of
out of a place in heaven, really.
Absolutely,
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Absolutely.
Especially if you don't like the song, you should make an effort to buy it. If anybody buys any other single this Christmas, they really should feel ashamed of themselves. I don't understand why Cheek Girls weren't on this. They could have contributed something.
If anyone else puts a record out at Christmas, they should be ashamed of themselves as well. Unless they're donating all the money they make to the Live Aid Fund as well, Band-Aid Fund.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Don't thank us. Thank Dizzy Rascal. He's made it.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.